Hello, everyone. Happy Friday. It's Colleen Pearl, the Cool Crone, and I'm here with some of my favorite psychics, and we're going to be doing some personal readings for you on the Cool Crone Oracle. And to start us off, well, before we start us off, I just want you to know that everybody's links are in the description below if you want to find their channel and subscribe to them. And soon we will have Strange Bird Tarot link in the description as well, but that's a brand new channel, and so I didn't know it in time to put it into the description. But to start us off tonight, we're going to do something a little bit different that I think everybody will really love. I'm going to ask Val to do a heart opening for us so that you can all accept what you're getting from your readings a little easier, and so that everybody can be very happy and calm during the show.
Okay. So everyone, just go ahead and take a deep breath in, holding it at the top for just a few moments, and then exhaling slowly through your mouth. And 2 more breaths. 1 deep breath in, holding it at the top, and exhaling through your mouth. And 1 final deep breath in. Envision light flowing into your heart as you're breathing in, holding it at the top for a few beats, and then exhaling through your mouth. We are surrounded by the pure white light of divine source, and we ask all of our primary angels, guides, beings of light, and Akashic record masters to assist us to receive the highest vibration of truth, light, and love, allowing us to receive exactly what we need for our greatest good and the greatest good of humanity. As we open our hearts to receive in all of the light that is flowing down to us from the great central sun. And you can envision this light as a golden white light flowing straight down in a huge channel, hitting your crown chakra all the way down through all the chakras and into the center of Mother Earth, grounding you. And as you are grounded into Mother Earth and feel that connection, lifting up that green, emerald green energy of Mother Earth up into your heart, sending that all the way around the world, as above, so below, as within, so without. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven, is our divine source selves, our soul selves working for us, with us, through us, as that is who we actually are, our divine source creator, God, in this avatar. And so I am calling your attention back to your heart, where you feel the light, breathing it in to your heart, white light, and you are expanding your heart, and your heart expands so large it fills the room you're in, and in fact the town, the city you're in, and goes all the way around the earth. That's how big your heart chakra is, expanding and out into the multiverse. You are here to receive everything that you need in the highest vibration of love and light, and you are open and ready to receive this now. And it is already done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is done. Okay.
Wow. Okay, everybody, that's the show. Thanks for joining us. And
Yeah.
well, that's all I need. That was awesome. That was awesome.
Thank
That
you.
was just awesome, Val. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
So, what do we got? Do we have a few people with us? Oh, yeah, we got some people with us. Wow.
Yes.
Thank you for coming. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the spinny tool to pick questions. So I hope everybody's typing the word gratitude, hashtag gratitude, before your questions so that it will get sucked up into the little spinny thing and pushed out as a winner. And do we have a few people that have done that?
We do have just a few, but there's this, how do you practice gratitude? Should we ask people on camera how they practice gratitude?
Yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great idea.
So I'm curious to see how everybody practices gratitude, and I'm going to start because the thing that Val just did is a great way to practice gratitude. It's to breathe, to become back, to get back into your body, to get centered, and because that allows you to be present. So I think that's a big thing for me.
Yeah, it is. It's a tremendously big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
So
have to say, for me, the practice of gratitude is that no matter what little monkey wrenches seem to come into my world, if they do, I look at them now with a little bit different flavor, that they are here to serve me in the highest good. So that allows me to be able to flow into gratitude that everything's as it should be. And I am thankful for everything that comes my way, everything that is flowing to me, I know is for my highest good. And I know that I'll sail through whatever is happening. So that gratitude is for everything, but even for those things that you might think is a monkey wrench. So, yeah.
yeah.
That's great.
Iris, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah. So I'm someone who's definitely, I know how much value there is in having a gratitude practice and just sort of expressing gratitude. There's all this like neuroscience about how it can really improve your mental well-being. And it's something that I've really struggled with. And one thing that's really helped me is starting really, really small. So expressing gratitude for like those really small things in life that make you happy, like something that I do consistently to support my own mental well-being is like just being thankful for like good weather, like trying to pay attention to those really little things that make your day slightly better. Because I think sometimes you hear like, oh, gratitude practice, like this is, I have to journal, I have to have a big meditation, which is like excellent, wonderful if you can do that. But if you're not there, just saying like, it's great that the sun's out today, or it's great that like my lights are working. And just like those really small bits, those small steps can sort of help you in your day to day.
Definitely.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Iris, can you take a look at the private chat really quick? Cleo, how do you practice gratitude?
You know, I have been a big fan of gratitude for, I don't know, forever. You know, I wake up saying to myself, regardless of, you know, if I didn't sleep that night or if I'm not feeling particularly perky, which of course, in the morning I'm not, but I wake up thanking God every day. And, you know, when stuff comes my way that maybe is not that much fun, I just remind myself that, you know, I need to take it with gratitude because it's just a lesson that I have to learn, or it has come my way this way for me to figure out how to get through it. So yeah, I'm just a really big fan of gratitude, and I think it's just, you know, it's really a miracle thing to be grateful for everything good and bad in your life.
I want to add something to that, because it's so important. Gratitude isn't about ignoring the difficulties that we have. It's choosing where we put our energies and what I'm choosing to focus on. And that is really powerful because there is, Cleo, like you're saying, it gives you the ability to to, okay, this is how I'm going to learn from this. It shifts a bit of the control, because and Iris, you were talking about gratitude journals. I'm doing Glimmer Globe again in December. But those small things are really add up over a month. And it doesn't, they don't have to be huge. The little things add up. So
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
It's really true. It's really true.
Well,
Yeah.
I have two separate things that I want to talk about gratitude. One is that I'm kind of ADD. So if I started a gratitude journal, I'd have to start one in this room. And then next week, I'd have to go buy a new notebook and put it in that room. And then, and I have journals like this going back to when I was a teenager. Some of them probably got lost in the flood, but I'm not good with consistently writing things in the same place. I enjoy the act of writing, and the act of writing is very cathartic for me. So I continue to do it anywhere I can find the paper. But and I long ago just gave up and said, you know what? I'm just going to be one of those persons that looks like a goddamn hoarder because I got 50 million notebooks all over the place.
I see you. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally like that.
Right. And actually I have three things. And so the other thing yes, I write, and that's good. But the other thing is that like Iris was mentioning, the simple things. Well, me, again, with the ADD, I go outside and I notice a bird and I'll follow that bird and I'll just watch that bird. And that in itself just gives me a lot of joy. A squirrel. We have blue jays. We have all sorts of birds in my yard. Don't get me started on the birds. I feel like I live in a Snow White movie. I mean, I come outside and there's just all this nature going on around. I'm just like, oh, look, oh, there they all are coming to see me. And I just enjoy that so much. I enjoy trees. I enjoy flowers. I enjoy, even if it's not a whole bunch of flowers, if it's just like one, like in the springtime, we have these odd crocuses that just come up in funny places in the yard. I didn't plant them. They just kind of go, surprise, it's spring. Look at like one, and then the next year it'll be in a completely different place in the yard. So I guess they're kind of like nomads. They just go wherever, and I like that. And I'm very grateful that they're there, because the look of them, their beauty, their prettiness is joy, is happy, makes me happy. The other thing I want to mention is that for some people just getting started, yes, you start with simple things, or just go outside and notice the clouds or the trees, or the fact that somebody's dog isn't barking right now and making you feel petrified. Just little things like that are really good. But as you go on and you are really following a path, you may feel like, yeah, I got all this. It's cool. I'm good. And I got my gratitude journal. I got my little notebook. I got my little this, my little that. I got my little routine. And then life happens. And life throws you a curveball. You get sick, or your relationship breaks up, or you get fired, or you got to move unexpectedly, or something big happens that you're just like, oh, why did that happen? Oh. Learning to be grateful for those things is really hard.
Yeah.
And I just want to tell people that just because you're enlightened, the saying, before enlightenment, I chop wood and carry water. After enlightenment, I chop wood and carry water. Well, in between those two steps, you're going to chop wood and carry water. Yes. But after you are enlightened or think you're enlightened, and these big things happen to you, you're not unenlightened if it takes you a minute to go through those things and accept them, and then look back and see what you learned from them, and then you can practice your gratitude for that. You don't beat yourself up if you're not grateful for every single little frickin' thing that has happened to you, including the asshole that cut you off at the light and made you late for work.
Yes.
And there is something to be said for it. Fake it till you make it. Write down what you should be grateful for, that you know, even if you don't feel it yet. Yeah, it will evolve, and you will start to feel it suddenly, over time.
Yeah, and an extension of gratitude, I think, is also forgiveness. And that
Mhm.
also takes time. That is also something that you can't expect that you're going to just do it just because you know, have a bottle of wine with your friends and talk about it and boom, you've forgiven that person. It it takes time, and that's okay. Be
Yes.
grateful that you have the time. Be
Mhm.
grateful that you're aware of the issue that you have to acknowledge and deal with. Be grateful that you have a body. Be grateful that you're here on the planet at this time. I mean, you can make huge lists of things that may not seem like, well, what am I really grateful about that? Like my hair's gray now. It used to be, you know, a different color. I mean, I've had it so many colors, I honestly can't remember what color it was, but it used to be, you know, this kind of youthful, you know, whatever that color was. And now it's not. But you know what? I'm grateful for my gray hair. Why? Because I actually get more compliments on my color of my hair now than I ever did when I was coloring it.
Mhm.
Are. So anyway, there's a gazillion ways to be grateful. There's a gazillion little paths that you take to that gratitude and that devotional practice of gratitude. And it will evolve, it will change. It doesn't have to be the same all the way through your life, but just do something. Do something with it because it's
Yes.
very powerful. It's very
You know,
powerful.
and Colin, if I could just add to what you were talking about,
Yeah.
when you know you've lost your job or you went through a breakup or some just you know I don't know somebody bashed into your car or something, but
Ooh, that's a good one.
particularly things like your job and you're immediately anxious and upset and you don't know, gratitude just kind of wipes that out. So then you can get
True.
back on the road to whatever it is you need to be doing. So gratitude is a real good healer.
Yes.
Mhm. That's
Yeah.
true.
And that's
It should
that may feel like the hardest and most absurd time to be grateful, but if you can get yourself into that space where you're looking at it and going, "Oh, here's one. I actually had this and it happened in my life." A month before 9/11, I got laid off
Mm.
my job.
Mm.
Now, a month before 9/11, I also had just finalized my first divorce, and it was 5 days away from the day I was supposed to sell my house and buy my new house. 5 days,
Wow.
and I got laid off. So all of a sudden I didn't have income, so I had to change all my paperwork. I had to change my financing. I had to completely restructure my mortgage, and I
Mm.
was not very happy about it. But being home during 9/11 and being close to my girls and being able to be within almost walking distance for, Iris's school, but within walking distance of Dorothy's school, I was super grateful. And
Yeah.
it's like the universe just gave me, "Bang, you're gonna be grateful for this, bitch."
It was the perfect manifestation for that timing. Definitely, because what a traumatic experience that
Yeah,
was for
yeah,
all of us, even those who weren't anywhere near the area, all across the world. We all took a breath in and never let it back out because we thought, "Oh my God, we're not safe anymore."
right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah, it was
Mm.
cuckoo bananas, and we were very close to it. We were in Brooklyn. We actually at
Wow.
Dorothy's elementary school, we watched the 2nd tower get hit
Oh, wow.
from
Wow.
Brooklyn.
That
Yeah,
Yeah.
is traumatic.
yeah.
Yeah. I was in middle school at the time, and our one of the classrooms that was used pretty much every day had a perfect view of the towers. There's actually a
Wow.
Sharpie outline. I was thankfully in, yeah, it was kind of wild. I was thankfully in the basement when it happened, so I'm grateful for that. But
Wow.
yeah, we were really close.
'Cause that would be something in your mind you don't wanna have
Yeah.
to keep
Yeah.
reliving.
Yeah, but I was so grateful, so, so grateful
Oh,
to
man.
not be I would have been in, above Midtown in Manhattan, so they
Mhm.
had started to close the subways, so I would not have been able to get home
No.
for hours and
Oh
hours,
my gosh,
and in
yeah.
the aftermath of that, I would have been a mess, and who knows? I mean, just anyway.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
it
gratitude
was a full month after you got laid off before, that sort of like, I guess,
yeah,
like message from the universe
It
came through too.
unfolded, and the
So
message from the universe is
yeah.
you it took care of you. It took care of all of you,
Yeah.
and I love that. I mean, that's a really great example of you
yes,
don't realize that all these beautiful things that you think you aren't fortunate are actually for you. The universe moving for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just never know. So don't fight it. When the universe comes and gives you those things, they're actually things to be grateful for.
Yeah.
It just takes a minute to realize it. Okay. I think we're ready to do some questions. Let's get
Okay.
into that gratitude. And I hope we have a few in there now.
We do.
Great.
And people have been also putting into the chat how they practice gratitude, and it's quite lovely.
Oh, great.
So we have Love's Peace, and let me see if Love's Peace had a specific question. So let's see.
And how many
Love's-
people should we have take each question? Should we do like 2 people to a question and just kind of round robin it? Is that good?
I think that sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
So, Love's Peace, gratitude. Any message from my father who passed away in 2020?
Oh, so that's going to be Val and Iris. Sorry. Would help if I told you who was going to do it.
Val, do you want to go first?
Okay. Let me just tune in for a minute, Love's Peace. And I don't know if your dad smoked or if but he's coming through like with a cigar or something. But he is he's kind of a sweet guy, but like I don't know, not a man's man, but kind of like he comes across as very strong, and he just sweetly is saying to you, you've got this. It's like he's watching you and he's seeing how you're living your life and everything you're doing, and he wants to acknowledge that he feels like you're moving in the right direction. And he's saying something about well, actually, he doesn't really care, he says. But I feel like he loves it if you take classes and you learn new things. This is something that is expanding everything you know in your world around you and how connected you are to everything in your multiverse. Really centering in on some of the spiritual aspects of your energy and what you're here doing. He is loving that aspect of everything that you're doing. And he kind of like I don't know if it's a smirk or a smile, but he probably wasn't anything like that when he was here, but now he gets it from the other side. Yes, indeed, this is very important for you. And he absolutely loves that. But he just is sending super sweet energy to you. And just letting you know how much he loves you, and he is around you. He is around you a lot. He's like nonchalant about it, like it's normal. That's like you should know it.
Love's Peace said he was a big guy.
He was a big
bear. We called him Bear.
He presented like a man's man, big burly kind of guy. And
He's a big, lovable teddy bear.
Right, but he's a teddy bear, like kind of. So that's why I kind of had to take back the man's man. He wasn't like that, but he was a big,
big burly guy.
Yeah. So, but he's
He's a teddy bear. He's a sweetheart.
Sweetheart, and loves you tremendously, but loves the spiritual aspects of things you're doing in your life. So I hope you. But he, at the same time, he's saying, but he just loves you tremendously, but he thinks that side is exciting and wonderful for you to open up to. Yeah.
Great.
Okay. I'm done, Iris.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely like a lot of love, and definitely paying very, very close attention to what you're doing. I pulled a few cards. The first two I got here were the King of Cups and Temperance, which to me says that, similar to what Val is saying, he's paying very close attention. I think he's happy with how things are going, especially with, I think, maybe the way you're carrying out emotionally in your life. King of Cups is very much about like emotional balance, and Temperance is also balance. But then I also pulled these three cards here, which kind of all have, I don't know if you can see all of those. I'm backwards. Sorry, there's that one. But all three of these cards are, it might be that the universe is sort of offering you something currently, and you're holding back from something. Maybe there's something that's uncomfortable or inconvenient that's coming up for you, and these cards are telling you to either make a decision or take a risk, or kind of pull back the blindfold and maybe look at something a little more clearly. I mean, overall, the message is love and happiness, and I think it seems that your father would like to be more in connection with you from the other side. But there might be something that he sees you mulling over on your day-to-day, or just something that I'm getting it's more of a decision. Maybe it's a decision that you're sort of like stopping yourself from making, or really committing to like one way or the other. But yeah, usually there's some sort of offer from the universe coming up to you. And it's time to sort of take a risk. I'm not getting that it's like a huge risk for you, but it's time to do something a little bit riskier and step outside of your comfort zone slightly. So.
Oh, really good. Great. Thank you. Cleo, it feels like you really connected with Bear. Did you have anything else you
Yes,
wanted
I
to
was
add?
thinking to myself, I feel such a connection that I hope when it gets to my time to read, that I'm able to break off from it, because the guy is just there, and he is
Their big presence.
Yeah, and I got that as soon as Val was trying to figure out what he was all about. I'm thinking, yeah, he's just like a big teddy bear. And then I look over here and I see, where did it go? He said
Called him Bear.
he called him Bear, and I thought,
Yeah.
well, perfect. Okay, I'm on the right track. He's just very proud of Love's Peace. I love that handle there, or that name. Yeah, that's mainly it. That there's just he's a very lovable guy. He's watching over a lot of people, actually, and he's just he's putting out love, and he likes the way things are going, and he really likes that you asked about him. And I don't know exactly what that's all about, but he really does like that. And he's around you. So anytime you're walking around the house or something, and something comes into your head about him, or some saying he said, or some kind of food he really liked, and you happen to be making it right now, just know that he is around you when those kind of things are happening in your life.
Very nice. Very nice. Thank you. Okay. Are we ready for the next? Let's go.
Let's do it. Yes. And everybody can like and subscribe. Channel links are in the description.
And Cleo, do you want to then have me and Gerald do this one, and you'll get it next round, or are you up for another one?
Well, let's see what the next one is.
And see if Bear lets go of you.
Norm Gilbert, and Norm had a question. Give me just a second. Having a big sale next weekend, only Christmas stuff, mom's success. So Norm wants to know if that'll be successful. So
I can read on that.
I kind of thought so. You have an affinity for Norm.
I do. I have an affinity for Norm. I know what kind of guy he is, and I know what he's been through. And he's just, it's only been a few times that I've had Norm when I'm on. But anyway, he's going to have a big sale, and you're letting go of your mom's Christmas stuff. It is definitely going to be a success, especially when your friends find out, oh, look what Norm's doing. They're going to run to it, check it out, and I'm thinking that maybe mom had some unique decorations that people want to get a hold of. So yeah, I think it'll be good all the way around. I think mom would definitely approve of that. And again, everything about Norm, he's just a great guy. He's just really a nice guy that people are attracted to because he just gives off this good vibration and good energy. So Norm, I say go for that, and yeah, it'll definitely be a success.
And Norm said there's lots of storage bins, at least 20.
Oh wow! Well,
So,
yeah, they're going to go crazy trying to make sure you figure out what you want to charge for all these things, because that's a lot of stuff.
it is a
And
lot of
there might
stuff.
be a few things you definitely want to hold on to yourself, especially if it kind of like is something very old that your mom's had, and that you maybe, I don't know if you're lacking in storage space or what, but that's very cool. Yeah. And people are just going to really love what they're getting.
Hmm. Yeah, Norm, I got yes, it's going to ultimately be successful, because the last card I have is the Ace of Cups. It's going to be successful. It's going to be nice for you to be able to see mom's things, go to some people who are going to be very excited about it. It is going to start. I would add a little bit of caution. Plan well, because it's going to take you longer to get ready for this than what you expect, because I have the Five of Swords. So it's always going to be tough, and it's going to take a bit longer, and it's not going to be exactly how you want when it starts. However, that being said, in the center here, I have the Empress. How's that for the mom card? Your mom is going to be there guiding people to find the right stuff. Make sure you welcome her, make sure you honor her, and understand that this is you're doing this you're doing this, and you're doing it in honor of, and like Cleo said, you're going to find some things and set them aside. Hold on to them, because they don't have to be just for Christmas. You could have them up year round, because because that's an important thing. So give yourself a little bit of break. And Norm said already went through it, rented storage, been getting ready for months. Great. But I see great success with that, Norm.
Yeah.
Can I add something? What I see for Norm, if you've been getting ready for months, that's great. Then you know how much stuff you have, but it wouldn't hurt to have a helper or two. If you know some neighborhood kids that you'd want to, throw a few dollars to them to help you out. It's really, it's a lot of work doing a big sale like that. You got to, make change, take money for people while you have other people asking you questions and running all over the place. And 20 bins is a lot of stuff. And I also see in the center of the space, just take the favorite stuff of hers and make like a little offering of her, or a statue of her, a shrine to her, just so that when people say, well, what is all this stuff? You say, well, it was all hers. It was all, it was her stuff, it's just kind of and also it'll be seen by people going by, this big thing in the center. So make sure you do it up like maybe a big Christmas tree with, like her favorite stuff at the top or something. I don't know, but some little homage to her is also going to be good. And that'll help you focus her in this event. But get some help, get some kids to help you.
He's got a sister coming, he said.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah, you got to have at least two people. I would say maybe even a really young person who has a great back, who wouldn't mind moving stuff and, pulling up Brett. Excellent. Excellent, Norm. It's going to be great. I guess I'm seeing what you've already created then. I guess that's what I'm seeing.
You must be psychic.
Oh,
Well,
really?
I think that Norm's mom had some really unique holiday pieces. I see something in crystals and, of course, in reds and stuff that maybe your sister will end up taking those home. But yeah, there's some really unique pieces that you might not want to let go of, but that's totally up to you. But
But
Mom loved them.
and displaying them is going to draw people in, even if they're
Yes.
not for sale. It's a bit of an event for everybody.
Yeah.
Seeing all this stuff, having it all out and displayed, it's like a fair kind of is what I'm getting the feeling. So
Love it.
very excited for you, Norm. That's great.
All right. So who's going to do the next readings?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I will maybe with Val. Is that okay, Val?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Joy Rico. Let's see if Joy had a specific question. Please hold. Joy Rico, yes. May I have some communication? I always start by being grateful for breathing and see how far I can go from there. So I don't know if there's anything other than that.
Okay.
Ooh.
I'm
You
gonna
know,
go ahead, Val, because I'm
no, you go ahead.
no, I'm gonna shuffle. I was just gonna say
I'm having cards fly out, Joy. I can hardly contain them.
Cool.
It's like your guides are all excited you're here asking. So they're saying that you have a fork in the road coming up, and it may well be that you have already reached it, or you are about to, but there are pathways that you can take. It is something that you can decide to do with your life in a different way, or maybe more fully invest in doing maybe your spiritual practice, maybe more me time and exercise and things you want to do for yourself, because we are headed toward the end of the year. But a very important message for you is to be here now. Be present in your life. Be present in every moment, so that whatever decision you make or where you're funneling your energy or focusing it on in this fork in the road that you are going to be taking, you are going to be going on a road that brings you joy, that opens your heart, that you are engaged in, that it gives you that childlike creativity and anticipation of getting up every day and, oh, I get to go do this. This is the kind of energy they're asking you to do, and to co-create with the universe. Say to the universe, I am creating this. I'm pulling forth this. I already have this in my life. Thank you for it. Thank you for this great, whatever it is. And just know it's coming. So co-creating in many ways, channeling through information. Everything that you do in your life will be a new adventure with great and wonderful things coming your way. But make sure that you take care of yourself and take your downtime. Don't overdo. Make sure you get enough rest and drink a lot of water, and do your meditation practice or some practice that gives you that mindfulness, so that you can have that time when you're fully present, and try and stretch that as long as you can. And that's what your guides are asking. Joy, congratulations. Exciting things.
Wow, that was really nice, Val.
Mhm.
So what I see for you, Joy, is that when you come across a challenge, you want to tackle it. You want to conquer it. You want to rise to the challenge and get over it and learn from it. And that's really admirable. As far as more things to be grateful for, yeah, there's a lot of things. You really enjoy being with people and learning with people rather than just sitting and reading a book by yourself. You want to engage with other people. So anything that you can do to participate in that, you should do. Do whatever makes you, as Val was saying, do whatever makes you really, really happy. You're a very emotional people person. And so if you deny yourself interaction with other humans, you don't feel good. Like physically, you don't feel good. So make sure that you connect with people, and you like options too. You like a variety of things to do. So you probably have a variety of friends, or if you don't have a variety of friends, then I would suggest just finding different groups and joining several different groups so that you have a variety of people in each group that you connect with. And that way you'll get the best of all of it. Will you have conflicts? Maybe conflicts isn't the right word. Interactions that are challenging. You may have more of those, which you actually like, because that stimulates you to try to learn new things. And then you have a learning thing with those people and feeling like, wow, this is great. I have all these people around me and I'm learning all these things. And that makes you feel really good. And that's what I see you moving into 2025. That's what I see you being very grateful for.
I love that. That's fantastic.
Thanks.
Cool.
Would it be
Joy?
sorry. Would it be all right if I address one of the comments in the chat really quick?
Sure.
So there's a comment from Madam Maru saying, "Anger kills my gratitude. Help me to forgive." And I just wanted to say, I think that's something that I can really resonate with. And I think that ultimately, sometimes you do have to make space for your anger in order to get to the point where you can experience gratitude and benefit from it. And I will say, controversially, but Taylor Swift agrees with me, that not not every single person and not every single situation needs to be forgiven. I think that, there's a level of healing you get with forgiveness that's really, worth putting the work in, but sometimes things can just be forgotten if you can't get to that place of forgiveness. But yeah, making space for the anger, ideally in a healthy way, can sometimes help you get to that space where you can get to gratitude, which is kind of the spot you want to be in. But I think you sometimes need to maybe validate the anger, vent it in a way that's, kind of fuels your highest self. And then from there, you can move on to that gratitude practice or whatever you need.
Wow, nice.
Solid advice.
Joy Rico said, "I am now raising my grandchildren since their mother died. Getting guardianship is coming, hopefully finished next month. And since the election, I need to get involved in the resistance." And thank you so much for the readings.
Yeah. Best of luck. Best of luck with you and your grandkids.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, all right. So, who do we have next up? And who's doing the next reading? Is
Well,
that
not me? I just did one. Come on.
okay?
So I think it's Iris and me.
Yes,
All
think
right.
you're right. I think you're right.
All right. Let's see if Garnet had a specific question.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yep. Okay. Any message from my angelic realm for me?
Well, according to what my cards are saying, my oracle cards are saying that you need to practice giving to others and giving, just the sense of just giving out, giving, instead of being inward about something, going out with something. And that whatever thing, if there's been something that's been on your mind that has, it's just kind of affected things, and not in a very positive way, because you just don't like the way certain things are going. And in that instance, if this applies to you, you need to let that go. Just let it go, because you're just gonna. It's one of those things you could almost get obsessive about, going round and round about something that's not quite right. But it's not like taking over your whole life, but it's always over here on the side, and it's just kind of bugging you. So the best way to deal with that, whatever that is, just to let it go, and then to give in another direction, because then that changes your own energy. And you don't have to do this. Doesn't have to be an urgent thing. You can take it just one step at a time, one day at a time. Yeah, and I think that's part of the message from your angelic realm to you. So I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's what I got. So Iris, what's going on with your cards?
Okay. All right. So I picked. I've got 3 cards for Garnet. You got Strength, and the 3 of Swords, and the 2 of Cups. So I don't know if you've been in an argument with a partner recently, but my initial reaction on seeing these cards is that maybe there's some argument or some conflict you're going through, or perhaps you're being a bit too proud, and it might be time to maybe take stock of how things went and reapproach the situation from a different point of view. I'm going to pull a few more for you too, actually. So if that resonates, there's that. I'm also pulling the Emperor and the Hermit. Yeah, so it's kind of a harsh message, but we also got the Emperor and the Hermit here. So I think maybe there's something you feel especially strong about. And I think that whoever, or, if it's a group of people or it's not a person, it's just kind of an idea. I think the importance of the situation is kind of sitting with you and not necessarily getting it communicated in a way that other folks can like hear it and really absorb it and help meet you where you're at. So I would suggest reapproaching that conversation and trying a different tack to see if you can kind of meet people. Yeah, and that's what I got for you, Garnet.
Yeah, so if you want to combine the two things, what I said, what she said, and meld it together, I think it will make sense for you that there's just something that's been going on with you that you're not, it's a little bit draining and it's a little bit on the negative side. And there's a way to turn it around by just giving back and letting go.
Mm,
There you go.
There you go.
nice.
And I just got that, sorry, it's if it takes you a beat to get to this point where you can reapproach things in a balanced way, you're being encouraged to do so. If it takes you like a good 48 hours to kind of sit and come back to it, that's probably the right thing to do if that's like resonating with you as well.
Yeah, great.
Very good advice. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we have, let's get this up. So Jennifer Parr. And I believe Jennifer does have a question. Insights on my job and career path.
Okay.
So Jennifer did add before, I could use some insights into my career path and next job. My life's path has been full of twists and turns lately. I finished my move and to my new flat. Now for the job front. We'll put that back up there. So, Jennifer, what part of what's going to help with the job front is telling people what you're looking for and asking them if they have any leads. This is your network is going to be extremely helpful for you in finding the next job that's going to take you on your path, because I have the 10 of Pentacles, and for me that's always a card of networking and who you know, and letting people know that you're looking and being willing to have connections made. It's not necessarily going to be a very quick thing, unfortunately. I have the Wheel of Fortune, so there is going to continue to be twists and turns. And I say that, and I point out that this card is actually a labyrinth. So you had mentioned twists and turns. There's going to be a few more, but the thing is as you deal with these twists and turns and you stay present, that's actually going to give you the ability to stay balanced and to be willing to see things without limiting yourself to what you had expected. Be open and finding things out, because I have the Temperance card, which is about making things work together. It's the alchemy card in the deck. It's like, okay, how do we take this and turn it into that, and be willing to have a bit of adventure and be willing to and to go through it. So I think that's don't lose too much of your gumption, because this can be a bit of a long path, but connect with the people around you and the people who support you so that they can offer that that reminding you of keep going, keep moving. So that's what I have for Jennifer.
Okay. So I have a little bit different take on this. I have that within you is the feeling that you are a little worried about having to prove yourself and having to, maybe beef up your resume or prove your abilities, prove your technical knowledge or something, or prove, like historical, specific knowledge for the industry that you're in, that you have to sort of prove that you know all of that. Um, you don't. I have 3 major arcana here in the middle of this spread: the Hierophant, the Magician, and the Star. So what I want you to do is to just spend a lot of time visualizing what kind of job you really want, and visualizing yourself having great interviews, getting an acceptance letter, going to the first day and really succeeding, getting along with coworkers, all these positive things around a job, knowing that you don't know the environment, you probably don't know what building it in, you don't know what office or cubicle or street you're going to be on. You just don't know a lot of things, but just visualize it. Just visualize the optimal situation for you, and then let yourself just kind of go, because you end up with the Ace of Wands, which tells me that this job is really, really you. It's kind of made for you, and it's going to be a good, fulfilling job, one that you really feel makes use of your skills, and also allows you to be very proud of the job that you're doing. So try to drop any kind of defensiveness you may have about trying to prove yourself, and go within and use your resources and your magical powers within to visualize and create and design a really great situation for yourself. Even include the timing of when you want to start the job, things like that. Just put in details that don't matter, like exactly what the building looks like or what the office looks like, but put in details like, I make friends at my job, and my boss is a great person, and they really get me, and they understand my skills, and I get the greatest benefits package I've ever had, and just put all of that stuff into your visualization. And 2025, that's going to be good. It's going to be really good. So you've got a little bit of homework to do, but you can do it.
That's great. All right. Thank you, Jennifer. And next reading. Level Up Lady.
Nice. Nice name.
And I believe they had a specific question, so let me find that.
Yeah, I see it, Gerald. Do you want me to grab it?
Yes, please.
There we go.
Thank you. Right. What is the most important thing I need to know? Val and Iris.
Okay. Wow. All right. So, Level Up Lady. Your guides are really coming through strongly to let you know that no matter what's going on in your life, to be in this moment fully and be exactly who you are, meaning be true to who you are, so that if situations occur and you feel like you have to twist yourself up to try and answer or to position yourself, forget all that. Just be your authentic self, because don't let any kind of fear of having somebody judge you or being not in the seeing things the same way someone else does or any of that. The important thing now is to just stand in the power of who you are and your authentic self. And also review your responsibilities, because you may be taking on things that are not necessarily yours. In fact, it's just that not everything is something you have to take on as a responsibility. Really look at the boundaries of what you're doing in your life and take a step back and view that and say, you know what? I would feel a lot less stressed if I cut this out of my life and did this. And, you can make those determinations, because you are worthy. You are worthy. You are absolutely divine source that is projecting down into your avatar. Know that inside and out, you are so worthy. So you deserve to be your authentic self, set your boundaries, and have patience with yourself, that no matter what's going on in your life, you are going to allow yourself the space to make mistakes and learn from them, to do everything you need to do, because this is just part of life. This is the game we play. Life mirrors to us some of the things we need to know. And you know what? You're going to let everything go that you no longer need, that no longer serves you. You're going to drop it and go on with your life in a very brilliant, new, higher vibrational level, by doing all these things for yourself, because you're acknowledging who you are. You know the way. You already know how to do this. You already are doing this. It's already done. So congratulations. Level up, lady.
Nice. Very nice.
Right.
Yeah, I pulled some cards that I think actually line up really closely with what Val was saying. I think the most important thing for you is, I think there's sort of a project coming up for you on the horizon. I think this is maybe an expansion of your spirituality and stepping into more authenticity, along with like a lot of what Val said. The first two cards I pulled for you, though, are the World and the High Priestess. So yeah, which it sounds like you're like in a very cool spot right now in your life, this chapter. I think you maybe have gone through some learning recently, and you're really accepting yourself and probably stepping into like a spiritual journey, spiritual learning, feeling much more comfortable. I did get the Four of Pentacles here for you, and I think in this case there might be, maybe just recently, there's this sort of like trepidation, or there's a sense of like holding back, but you will be shortly stepping into like a new project. Or I think it's a project specifically for you. It might be just like a journaling thing, or like a book that you're picking up, or something that sort of sets you on like a new project that's in line with like the spiritual part of your life. But yeah, there's maybe like a little bit of like nervousness at the time, like right now, of really stepping into that like authentic moment. But I think what the most important thing is that you're ready for it and you are about to step into it. And whatever you're about to do, I think, is going to really be very fulfilling. And you're stepping into something really cool. So yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
Love that. All right.
Okay. So I think this is going to be our last question. So make it good, everybody. Think good thoughts.
One Love.
All right.
also think they had a question. Yep.
Nice.
I would like to know what my mom Ethel has to say.
Ethel, I know what Ethel has to say. One Luv, your mom wants to know, are you doing what she's taught you to do? Are you taking good care of yourself? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you eating a good diet? Are you getting some exercise? That's one thing that Ethel is talking to me about. But besides that, she is very proud of you. And, she's been watching what you're doing. First of all, she's happy that you asked about her today. But I just see her being the mom right now, just being like, just a minute now, let's go back now. There's some things that you haven't been, just because I'm not there right now, it doesn't mean that you stop taking the right steps that I've taught you. Something like that. In a very kind and loving way, not in a judgmental way, but just a little reminder, just kind of a little nudge. She's just a very sweet soul. I just, I can just feel that about her. And that is what she has to say. But yes, very, very proud of how you're handling things. Even though she kind of hints around the edges that there might be a little bit more that you could do for yourself, she is proud of you.
So somebody had commented, she's mommying you from beyond, LOL. But I also got the first thing that I got, One Luv, is milk and cookies. You're not giving yourself your afternoon nap or your afternoon treat. So it goes partially of what Cleo was saying. And that sense of do something like that, because it's important. It keeps you focused, and it keeps you in your rhythm. And so there's so much that you're trying to balance right now. What's going on? You're trying to balance job. You're trying to balance your home, money, getting to work. But I also have the Spirit of Cups, which is the Queen of Cups, who is around supporting. But I also have the Embodiment of Swords, which is the King of Swords. So there's a bit of parenting going on, and I don't know if it's your actual parents or if it's perhaps your grandparents or someone like this. But you were specifically asking about Ethel. Moms, just keep the plate spinning. You know which ones to spin, and make sure that you occasionally stop and definitely have a cookie. Keep saying,
just to validate what Cleo and Gerald have been saying, I see her in an apron. This is how she's presenting, whether she ever wore one in her life. And she's standing in the kitchen. She's got her hands on her waist and arms out, telling you all these things. I see it as anything. So that's the first impression that I got of her. So yeah, it definitely validates the momming thing and the whole 9 yards.
Just very, very loving energy.
yeah.
And Colleen, I know you said that we were coming to an end for today's session, but there's somebody on here that I think that Val could help me with. She was the first one to put up a question today, and then she redid it again with gratitude, just starting off with gratitude. It's
Linnea?
Yes, Linnea. Yeah,
I'm psychic. That's how I knew that. So,
well, thank you. Maybe Val could help me with this one.
Okay.
She says, hello, may I have a message from my sweet friend, Dietrich, who died in December 2019 at age 45. Thank you so much. And I've been thinking about Dietrich, but you know, I have to kind of separate myself from these other readings.
Oh yeah, you know, I immediately am getting a feeling. It must be your feeling, Linnea. The solar plexus in the heart. There's a huge amount of energy that I'm feeling, and he immediately stepped forward with an intense feeling. And I don't know if he passed from some kind of trauma or what it was, but it makes me feel like that is what happened to him. Because I get this really intense feeling that things weren't right for him, whatever was going on. But he wants you to know he absolutely misses the fact that you can't communicate right now with him, but I think you really can if you open up. He's definitely around you, and probably why you're thinking of him. He is hanging out with you, but I feel like he passed in a way that he feels bad about it. He feels bad, and I don't know if I'm picking up on your feeling sick over the fact that he passed so young. And I don't know if it was from some kind of trauma or an illness, but he regrets that he couldn't spend more time with all of you. But just know, even though he's transitioned, he's definitely with all of you anyway, just on a higher level. But he wants you to know that the friendship you shared was extremely important to him, very special, and that it meant everything to him. It lit his life up. It gave him something to fall back on and to be able to the balm to his soul. That's kind of like what I'm getting. So just know he loves, just like Cleo has said, they really like it when you think about him and talk to him out loud. They love it. And he appreciates it so much that you're asking this question. And he's around you, definitely. So Dietrich is definitely with you. So, and he appreciates you so much. So much love coming from
He
him.
says that he had stage 4 liver failure.
Yeah, I felt like it was cancer or something. I was feeling this, the stomach. I got the intense energy in my stomach, and you know, it might have gone a little bit up to his heart, but as you know, it might have been whatever was going on. It was affecting other organs, but yeah.
She says that he was in a bad marriage and he drank himself to death.
There it is.
You know, he's not alone. There's a lot of people that go through stuff like that.
Yeah, that's the heart coming through the pain and suffering that he went through in his heart, and his stomach was definitely messed up with that energy. So yeah, that makes sense that it's him, and he's showing you that's him because he wanted you to know that it was his abdomen, his lower area that was involved, and his heart, because how brokenhearted must he have been to go through all that. So Linnea, I hope that gives you comfort.
I hope and Linnea, I think that he's part of him is saying, you know, you think I left too soon, and you know, it was not a great ending, and he, you know, he could be in having regrets that he wished maybe he had done something different. But now he sees when he's on the other side that what he did is what he needed to go through. And that's just the way he handled it, right or wrong. But yeah, that's not, you know, stage 4 liver failure is,
it's very hard. Yeah, very hard.
But he's really glad that you asked about him, because he wonders if anybody still is thinking about him, and that are they just seeing the bad time towards the end when he was sick and not doing well? And do they remember what he was like before he felt like he was in such a terrible marriage, and
Mhm.
you know, why he didn't get out sooner and stuff. He can't go back and do anything over, so he doesn't want to have regrets, and he doesn't want you people to have regrets. He wants his friends to remember him for when there's obviously some good times there too.
Well,
So,
when I say regret, I mean he's sorry that he had to leave you so soon.
oh yeah,
In that way, of course, on the other side, you see the bigger picture of everything that you've gone through, and you know you signed up for that
yeah,
experience. But in the same vein, you don't like to look and see your loved ones suffering, but you know they're going to get over it.
yeah. He's very at peace with where
Yeah.
he's at now, and so I thought we should answer that question because she did put that question on at the
No,
very
that was
beginning of
good.
the show. So there you have it.
I sorry, super quick. I pulled similar cards with that looked like he wasn't happy with how things went, but I also pulled some cards that indicate that he's watching Linnea, and I think that you've grown quite a bit since your friend's passing, and he's really happy with the growth you've made and how you're moving forward in your life.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Great.
Beautiful.
Well, thank you,
Oh,
Iris.
that's great. So I also wanted to comment on something that someone said at the very beginning of the show, and that was a comment by Bratu. They said a massive shift, a massive energy shift occurred election night, and the energies are shifting again. What do the guides and angels have to share with us about the energy shifts? And I'm not going to go into all the things about the energy shifts right now, but I had already pulled a card, just an oracle card, sort of to sign us off. And this is the Anunnaki Light Codes card. And it says in the subtitle underneath that title, Energetic Shift, New Information, End of a Cycle. And I'm just going to say, let me see if I can get that up there to come into focus. There we go. Isn't that weird? Okay. So that's the Anunnaki Light Codes. In an upcoming video that I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be talking about the energy shifts because we have had we had a big energy shift, and we're having another one, and we're going to have more. We got-
It isn't over.
it is not over.
The roller coaster ride continues.
It continues. So I just wanted to throw that out there, that for anybody who thought that it was time to get comfortable with a warm cup of cocoa on your sofa, no. That is not what's happening right now. But there's no need for people to get engaged in fear and anxiety. Just know that your guides and angels are working on things for your highest good. And if you talk to them, if you communicate with them, they will help you work in your own interest for your highest good. And that action that you take to take your life forward in a positive, high vibrational way will make you feel so good no matter what's going on around you. And that's what we all need to do right now so that we don't get sucked into the morass of fear and anxiety and revenge and whatever you're thinking, all that negative crap. We don't want to think about that at all. I mean, not that it's not there, it is there, and we have to acknowledge it, but we ourselves can move forward in a positive way. So that's what I wanted to say. And anybody that knows about the Anunnaki light codes, okay, go bananas, because that's what the guides are telling us to really look into. And I want to thank everybody for their participation tonight. Thank you in the comments. Your questions were very thoughtful and thought-provoking, and I thought the readings were really excellent. Really excellent. I love doing this show. It's just it's not just fun. It's gratifying to do this show. It's really gratifying.
Yep.
So thank you all, everybody in the chat. And I hope for those of you that when we're talking to people on the other side, I hope we brought you comfort. And for those of you who are just dealing with things on this side, I also hope we brought you comfort. And thank you to my psychics. Thank you for being here. And handling all of this. I couldn't handle it all myself. And we will see you, I guess, in a couple of weeks, right? I mean,
Mhm.
let's see, when are we coming up next here? It's going to be in December, and it's going to be December. Oh, a Friday the 13th in December. Great. My favorite day. Okay.
There you go.
All right. We will see you on December the 13th. And I'm going to extend the invitation now. Iris, if you'd like to join us, you're welcome. So please say yes. Please say yes.
Okay.
So there we go. Okay, everybody, I'm going to run the outro. And all of you out there, gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. How do you practice gratitude? Any damn way you want to. Just practice it.
Just practice.
Okay, there we go. See you later, guys.
Bye.